When a woman prefers to be a girl boss instead of a mother, how feminism promotes the girl boss. So, as men are now coming into their soft guy era, it started out as a joke and now it's becoming a full blown movement. It's basically part of men walking away, men focusing on self preservation. With the soft with the soft guys, they are focusing on self care, self preservation, and finding their own happiness. They're also telling women that if they want it, then they need to basically pay for it. This is something that MK Fitness actually talked about, as I've pointed out previously, when he said in the comments of one of my videos that D ain't free. And when I say D, I mean DICK. He said it ain't free. It is not free. And it's absolutely true. And there were a lot of men years ago, even in the MGTOW community, that said that, listen, players, you need to stop giving it away for free out here. You're out here slinging it for free. Stop doing it. Stop giving it away for free. And now this is that manifestation. This is not a game, y'all. This is not a game at all. You know, men are the prize. Men are the prize, and women are basically, they're in a situation where they play themselves. Now you have women that are literally that were huge girl bosses that are completely walking away. I'll give you an example. Vanessa Law, someone who I respected a lot. Many of you may not know who Vanessa is, but if you're in the YouTube space, Vanessa actually helped a lot of content creators to grow their channels. She provided many tips in building a business and a brand. She started out working in corporate, then she left her corporate job, and she then ended up working at a coffee shop, I think. And then from there, she built out her YouTube channel. She started giving speeches and lectures at conferences. And then suddenly she walked away from her multi-million dollar empire that she had built, coaching business, courses, everything. She took a 1 year sabbatical and now she's back on YouTube. And, I understand her situation. I understand that, sometimes it's either you leave or until, you retire, unless you're retired. But the thing is, for most men, we don't have that luxury. We can't just walk away from, our jobs. We can't just walk away when things are starting to get serious. We have to scale up. We have to do the hard work. We have to suffer. And that's how society treats men. We basically have to keep on pushing. Vanessa, on the other hand, she walked away. Now she's back, and it's interesting because, like, I completely understand her reasonings. Granted, most men simply cannot do that. She wasn't here very long. She literally took off during 2020, and then by like 2023, 2022, 2023, she was gone, and she shut down her multi-million dollar business. Now, I saw a post from her recently. Actually just saw a video from her, and I want you guys to check this out. I'm not going to play the audio, but we're going to go through it a little bit. So here she is, and we'll pause. And as you can see, it says she's there running on a treadmill. I gotta hustle, get a seat at the boys club, and strategically build a multi-million dollar business. So that's a short that she posted. And that's just an example of what her previous mindset was, basically hustle, hustle, hustle. And the video was titled Being a Girl Boss versus Soft, I believe, versus like Soft Girl. So, I mean, this is the reality that yeah, being a girl boss versus being a soft girl. So now modern, and I am surprised. I can't believe she posted this like this, being a have to get a seat at the boys club and strategically build a multi-million dollar business. And she had the Boss Graham Academy, which was basically Boss Girl Academy, and a lot of people paid for it. Again, she made millions of dollars from this. She had a lot of women working for her, and then she shut her business down. But now she's back, and again, I like Vanessa. She's has a lot of knowledge. I'm just surprised. And so she's gone from this to, let's check this out. I want to live a soft life, make enough money, not force anything, do things at a peaceful pace, and make content because it's fun. So all of these women who basically wanted to basically be boss girls, they want the money, but they don't want the responsibility or the stress that comes with it, because they're realizing that they have to sacrifice essentially all of their free time. They have to work like men. They will not have a moment for themselves. They'll be making content around the clock, because that's what it is to be a YouTuber. Many of you, there are people who try to insult me and put me down because I'm very engaged in my community. Something Vanessa actually suddenly has talked about recently, and this is something that I have noticed and I've focused in on, is building a relationship with my community. And Vanessa realizes it now as well. You know, before, the big focus was just putting out as much content as you can, telling people how to do this, how to solve a problem, and that was basically it. But the thing is that people don't want that as much anymore. They still want people who can help them to solve a problem, but they want people who they can build a relationship with. So while you'll still go to YouTube and people still go to YouTube and find people who can help them solve an issue, and and find and learn from, it's not just that simple anymore. There's a million of those people out there. They want to know more about the person's life. Who is this person? What are they doing? Where are they coming from? They want to build a relationship with that person before they give that person their money. And it's pretty interesting. It's really, really interesting how things have changed so much, and and that's something that people don't realize how important it is. It's something that I started doing from the very beginning, and as you can see now, people are begging me for my courses, like angry. I want your course. I want this course. I want that course. You know, and it's hard now for people who started off just sitting there and saying, "Well, hey, I'm going to." I'm just going to tell you this and this and this, and then you can go and check this out. People don't want that anymore. People want a relationship. They want a real life experience. And a lot of women don't even know how to do that anymore because they've forgotten how to connect with people on a human basis.
People want a human experience. And moving into this year and beyond, people are going to want more and more connection. And so if you are just spewing out content all the time, spewing out information, it's a commodity. And there's going to be a lot of creators who are going to undercut you, and there's going to be a lot of competition if you're only competing on information. And so, what you have to do is still provide value and information and personality and lifestyle, but you're also going to want to add a component where there is a sense of community within your audience and a sense of experience, whether it's hosting events or whether it's providing an experience and community that they can't get anywhere else with any other creator.
And here's the thing, Vanessa, she makes a lot of great points, but she doesn't go far enough. There are people who criticize me like, "Oh, well, you're always on here. It makes it look like you obviously have no life." YouTube is a large part of my life, being interacting with the community, creating a like I'll give you guys an example. When I make my videos, and I make my videos centered around the community. So, for example, from the I will take comments from the from the comment section, and I'll integrate that into the videos. That makes people say, "Oh, holy cow, I am a part of the show. I'm a part of this community. These people, it really exists here. All I have to do is be here, and I'm a part of this. I have an invested interest." So you basically become a stakeholder in the community. The channel is a community that I've cultivated. And I used to say this back when I had, years ago, that I just work, this is your bar. I just work here. And that's kind of how it works. The patrons, it's the people that will actually keep your community going are the people, honestly, are the people that are there during the good times as well as the bad. It's kind of like Simpsons, where you have Moe's bar and it's a crap bar, but you always have those regulars. You always have those regulars, and they'll always come back. And those are the people that keep you going for decades. I remember I love Bill Burr. He's a great comedian. I'm always forgetting his name. He's one of he's had a lot of influence on me, not as much as George Carlin, but I remember Bill Burr, and saying something once, and he flipped out. He flipped out. I'll tell you why he flipped out. So he was doing, like, he had been he does shows all over the place, and something happened. I think he had to cancel a show, and someone wrote into him, and he flipped out. He flipped out. I'll tell you why. The guy wrote in and said, you canceled the show and so, and you start and instead to go and do this movie or some crap. And he said, I've been following you for 20 years. I'm done. I'm done with you. And Bill went ballistic. He started to freak out and cry his eyes out and scream and holler at the guy. I'll tell you the reason why. This guy had followed him. Think about it. For 20 years. And he said, you know what? I'm done with you. 20 years. And if someone who's been with you that long gets pissed off and walks away, chances are there are other people who are pissed off. And Bill basically sat there screaming and hollering and began explaining himself to this guy. And the reason why is because, that relationship is so important that's that guy. When no one else would show up, that guy would show up. So when someone like that says, F you, I'm done with you, after 20 years, it's problem. And it hurts. It really, really hurts. So it's interesting when you look at these boss girls, because they wanted the relation, they wanted to have what men had. They saw it and they were like, okay, I want this, I want what the guys have, and all of these things. And here's the thing, they didn't realize that it's not about the money, it's about the relationship. Do you guys remember The Office? Do you remember there was an episode of The Office where Michael was a great salesman. And while Michael had like the emotional capacity of a child, this guy was very, very good at his job. And interestingly, he actually understood people in ways that some people didn't understand people. One of the things that he understood was the importance of building an emotional connection with others. And for example, there was an episode where he took this guy out to grab drinks and then he shared some stuff with him. And, he refused to close he was trying to sell them paper. It was Dunder Mifflin or something like that, the paper company. They were trying to sell him paper, and him and like Jan or whoever, well, it was him and Jan or someone else. They went out and they were trying to sell him paper, but Michael refused to sell the guy until he developed an emotional connection with him, because he wanted to open him up, talk to him, get to know him, and then finally figure out where they were coming from, what their budget was, and build trust. And it was only after they had built that connection that Michael went in for the sale. And it literally, that one sale took hours. And it took hours. And the actual sales pitch and sale itself happened in probably less than 1 minute. Like maybe 30 seconds. The actual pitch, sale, and closing took place in roughly less than a minute. Than 1 minute, less than a minute, maybe, it took place. It was insane. And yet he spent hours working towards that sale and doing everything else other than engaging in the sale itself, just to build a relationship. When I went to business school, I remember that they taught us in business school that deals are not done in boardrooms. Deals are boardrooms are a place for quick meetings. Boardrooms are a place for meetings. They are not a place to do business. Business is done over drinks, drugs, and ladies of the night. In South Korea, for example, a common business practice is that you would have the CEOs or the executives from two different corporations get together, and after they got dinner and drinks, they would then go and they would get a lady of the night, and they would both take turns engaging in a physically intimate relationship with said lady of the night. And the reason why they did this was, the belief was, if they could be physically intimate with a lady of the night together, in other words, if they could F a lady of the night together, then maybe they would not F each other over in business. This was the honest to goodness truth. This is business school. This is, these are the things that we learned. This is how real business was done. And it's all about the relationship and the trust that you build with one another. And unfortunately, we live increasingly in a trustless society, and that's going to have serious ramifications on the future. But as you guys can see here, these girl bosses, they wanted to be girl bosses instead of mothers, and now they're saying they're entering into their soft girl era. And it's like, what era is exactly that? Because men are now in their soft guy era. And this is why women are pushing back. Women are flagging these videos on TikTok. They're flagging them as hate speech. They're flagging soft guy era videos on TikTok as hate speech, where guys are saying that they don't want no broke girl. They want a woman who's going to take care of them. They're focusing on themselves, self-care, self-preservation. If a woman wants them, they're going to have to pay for it because D ain't free. And these women are flagging these videos. And of course, the videos are being put back up, but it's just unbelievable because women are angry that men are saying that I'm the prize, and if you like it, you're going to have to pay for it. And they cannot stand that. They cannot tolerate that because they're seeing that everything is falling apart. The floor is falling out from under them. You have 72-year-old white men saying drizzle drizzle right now. Grandpa is out here saying drizzle drizzle. Like, that's drizzle drizzle. Those are the tears just flooding down their faces right now because they've lost it. They played themselves. Everyone is laughing at them. They have no power left. I mean, if it's like, women don't have power. They have privilege. Privileges given to them by the state. And those privileges can be taken away at any time. And they did not comprehend this. The only value a woman has to the state is her ability to reallocate wealth and resources from men to the state. And if they do not serve that purpose, then the state has nothing for them and wants to have nothing to do with them. Guys, don't forget that I have another channel called Angry where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. You can find a link to that channel in the description of the video. Go check it out, subscribe to the channel, support my work. And also, if you enjoy the content on this channel and you want even more Angry Guy content, check out the Men Walking Away channel, where I discuss more topics like the one we're discussing right now. So if you want even more videos like this video, check out Men Walking Away. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Go check it out, support the channel, support my work, enjoy the content. What do you guys think regarding this? When a woman prefers to be a soft, a girl boss instead of a mother, we see what the reality is, and now they're like, I'm in my soft girl era. And if a guy says he's in his soft, if a guy says that he's in his soft guy era, they're like, that's hate speech. What do you guys think regarding this? I want to hear your thoughts on this, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away, and cheers.